I never believed that life was supposed to be a test. I never believed that the purpose of life is to suffer, and out of that suffering, you learn lessons. Every time I hear that, I feel such a rage, a burning rage inside of me. And the reason for that is because it's such a perversion of the actual truth. And it's such a warped theory because, on one hand, we are told consistently through all religions that the creator of this realm is a loving creator, and yet we suffer all the time. We don't have to look very far of all the different ways mankind, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, nature itself suffers. So we've made this kind of convoluted story, theory, to try and answer the reason for suffering. And yes, if you do suffer, there can be very positive outer workings of that suffering, but not always. Not always. It depends on the individual. So if we were not placed here as a test, and if we're not placed here to suffer, why were we actually placed here? So very briefly, I believe that we were placed in this reality to learn about the building blocks of creation. Because if we remove the artificial world that we placed on top of nature, our cities, our structures, our infrastructures, our societies, if we actually remove that and we lived in harmony with nature, which I believe we were supposed to do, it would be a place of non-suffering because everything would be provided for you, your food, your water, your shelter, and you would have a free life to explore everything in nature. And the encoding in nature is so profound, so amazing, so magnificent. You can just spend your lifetime studying one tiny aspect of that. I always had this kind of vision of kind of a 12-year-old boy or something like that wants to go in and spend the next 20 years, living with polar bears and learning about that animal kingdom, that species. And I believe that is the way that it was supposed to be. So the test and the suffering is really about the construct that we've built on top of the natural world, on top of the natural blueprint. So we have this blueprint of nature. It's in everything. It's in the food we eat. It's in the plant kingdom. So we have this incredible blueprint, which we have been so distracted from in our lives. Going out to work to try and earn a living because we are constantly in survival mode. So this is why we suffer, because we built an artificial construct on top of the natural world. And then we make up theories, random theories about that we are supposed to suffer, because that's all we experience here. But I don't believe that that is the purpose. And I also believe that every single individual in this reality has been given a precise set of gifts and qualities that make a perfect society. So every single human being has a leaning towards a certain set of skills. Some people are philosophers. Some people are chefs. Some people are builders. Some people are visionaries. And if we were allowed to just explore our natural gifts and talents, then we would find we would have a perfect society. So this was not designed to be a test. It was a place, a paradise, a Garden of Eden, to explore the building blocks of creation. So this came to me when I was sitting in a doctor's surgery, and there was a little play area for children. And children's games are very much based on geometry, the first shapes of creation, geometric shapes. And I got a very quick download, like, why are the children playing with geometric shapes? Because they are the first building blocks of creation. And we came into this dense reality, into this 3D reality, to learn the building blocks of creation. And the creator of this reality had one sole objective, and that was for all of us to become creators. So in this reality, it's very slow. There's a lot of density. We have certain parameters that we can't do certain things. You know, we can't teleport. We can't fly. You know, we can swim, we can walk, we can run, we can climb. And this is so that we are all in touch with nature. And then when we leave this reality, when we have the option to explore this reality, which we do not do, okay, we spend our life at work, most of us, okay, and then we die. But if we had the opportunity to explore this reality, whether we do or not, when we go to the next dimension, it has a different set of parameters. We lose our physical body, so we have this amazing spiritual body. We call it the spiritual body, or it's a body without the 3D physicality. And we can teleport to different locations instantaneously. We can download information in a nanosecond. We can have telepathy with everyone around us. We can see things that we can't see in the 3D reality. We can see energies, energetic cords, auras, and all those sort of things. So we have this heightened ability in the next dimension. And as I understand, as we pass through different dimensions, then when we get to the 6th dimension, let's just call it the 6th at the moment, we have the ability then to create our own realities. So the journey is to be a creator, and the journey goes beyond the 6th dimension.